Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Game From Scratch, and we have another humble bundle of interest to game developers, and this one is the massive RPG game development asset software bundle. This is a collection of game dev assets from the GameDev Marketplace, all around the theme of creating RPGs or role-playing style games. Things like sound effects, music, tile packs, icons, that sort of stuff, and it's as always organized into tiers. I actually went ahead and threw some of these things together in a game, so you can actually, well, not really a game, but a demo level using the Defold game engine, so you can kind of get an idea of what kind of stuff is in here. So one thing you're getting here is a series of tile sets that you can use to create maps, like what you see in front of you right here. Another example is right here. These tiles are used to make the grass layer in our particular map. Let's go ahead and check out our little simple game. Another thing that we've got going on, again, from this asset pack is character sprite. You'll see right here, this character has multiple sets of animations attached, all from various different sprite sheets. You can see the atlases that are used there. All of the various different animations are visible here in this single sprite sheet. Things like attacking, dying, walking, and so on. I only hooked up a handful of them, but you get an idea of the kind of stuff that you're working with. Also, you get a number of building sprites. They're being organized into an atlas to be as efficient as possible, so they're not all rotated, etc. But what you see here to make this particular demo, all of these assets came from this pack. And we'll go ahead, we'll quickly show you what this looks like. We also have some sound effects attached, so when I click, so there's the music going on. I think I have this set to record audio, otherwise it's going to pick it up through the mic. Also, when I click, I'm going to switch between animations. So he's on his idle animation right now. I click again, and we get his attack. We're also using a sword sound from the assets. And then we got here a walk animation, and there's some folly grass walking effects. And then if I keep clicking, eventually I'll find his die animation. There it is. So we've got walking, dying, idling, and then we've got music packs going on. We've got graphics used to make the foreground buildings here, the trees, etc., the tile maps, and so on. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the kind of assets we are getting in this pack. Let's go take a look at the pack itself. By the way, if you've never checked out the Defold game engine, it is a very cool engine. That's what I used to throw that demo together. So here we see it's organized into tiers. At the 5-item tier, you get for $1, you get all of these things. By the way, you get to decide how your money is allocated between humble charity, the publisher, and if you so choose, and thank you so much if you do to help support Game From Scratch. At the $1 tier, you're getting health and mana bars again, the top-down ground tile set, the dungeon interior tile set, and the seasonal overworld tile set. So basically a lot of graphics, 2 for mana bars, different styles of hit point and mana bar overlays for your game, and then 3 sets of tiles for making tile maps. You jump up to the next tier, which is currently priced very strangely. This is dynamic based on how current bids are going, but it's pointless to get this tier. You would only jump to this tier. So you know what? I'm just going to cover it as one tier together, because you're looking here, $31 Canadian or 25 US versus 30. So the pricing just literally makes no sense right now. So I'll look at the full bundle at this point. This obviously includes the $5, the 5 items you get for $1 as well. Here you're getting the Forest Pack, Mega SFX Pack. This one is actually probably one of the most impressive. I'll show you this content in just a second. It's a huge library of sound effects, and that's where I pulled the dying, the swinging of the sword, and so on from there. The Music Pack, that is where I got that soundtrack from, I believe. We've got a Metroidvania audio sample sound effects pack, the 16-bit sci-fi sprite sheets, sprite set, the 16-bit fantasy sprite set, and then we get the Gentle Forest Iconic Homestead tile packs, 600 crafting icons, another music pack, Cat People Sprites, Game Items Pack number 1, Survival Props Pack, Game Item Pack number 2, and then we get, in a very lo-fi pixel style, we get a number of different sprite packs, so heroes, magics, monsters, folk, and orcs. And then we get the 2D characters pack. That's where I got that sprite character from, by the way, that we saw in the game. The 2D Fantasy Weapons Bundle, the 2D Top-Down Game Assets Pack, Stones Gem Icon Pack, Stylized Magic Icon Pack, Scrolls Icon Pack, 200 Fantasy Plus Icons, a lot of icons in this one, Fantasy Armor Icons, Fantasy Armor Icons 2, Trinkets, Weapons, and then finally weapons, and then more. Okay, so more weapons. We get another tile pack for iconic interiors, fences and walls, village accessories, Fantasy weapons icon set, cozy farm music pack, the pixel fantasy town tile set. This is where I got the buildings from in that example we just saw, and I think the grass sprite sheets as well, or sorry, tile maps. Fantasy hotbar, fantasy chest pack, 100 pixel icons, food icons pack 3, fantasy rank icons, and we're back into the original. So there's a lot of icons in there, but there's also quite a few tile sets. Now it's only going to really kind of be useful for you if you're going for that 16-bit pixel art style, but also you've got a decent sound effects library in there, and you're getting some music tracks as well. In terms of what you get, well, here is a handful of them. Again, the one that kind of impressed me the most was the Mega Effects Pack, because it's just a ton of different sounds broken down into a number of different categories. From, we've got some stuff that's just like the sound of bones breaking or scary noises, including girls saying, "Mommy? Mommy?" And then we've got other things in here like fire, wind, sea waves, and so on. I actually found that almost all of the noises that I would need to see in a game, or when I'm looking for it, so I wanted a death effect, I wanted a sword swing effect, and I wanted a grass walking effect, I found all of those in here. So also, where's the fall? Yeah, so the folly effects. So here you've got things, impacts and hits, sound of like glass breaking, sounds of footsteps, and so on. So there's definitely a ton of content in the Mega Effects Pack for sound effects. And then otherwise, you're looking at, so for example, the fantasy character, weapons character. Okay, so here we go. Our hero character comes like this, and you can break it down. It comes in various different body parts, so you can create your own animations using a tool such as Spine or Spriter, or the editor that's built into the Godot game engine, or COA tools for Blender, etc. Or if you don't want to go that route, they've actually got precompiled sprites in a number of different things. So there is an idle animation frames, for example, and they've got a couple of different characters all set up that way. And then the asset pack, so example, this one, you get some sample maps, kind of shows you how these can be used, kind of useless on the whole, but generally what you're going to want is the tiles. So you've got different palettes, so winter, summer, fall, and so on, and then what you're seeing here is the sprites like so. So if we go back to the Defold engine, you can see those sprites in action. I believe these were, are they 32 by 32 sprites, I thought? Some were 16 by 16, some were 32 by 32, but seeing as they're powers of 2, you can scale up and down between those two resolutions. You're also going to see here, you have multiple frames for doing animations such as waterfall animations, shores, water lapping up on shores, and so on. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the pack. As always, I pick these things up, let you know what you're going to get. In this particular case, it is pretty straightforward. You can download all these things from Humble itself. Their sizes tend to be pretty small. Some of these are tiny because they're literally just icon packs, but they tend to be 20, 30 megabytes in size. The nice thing is the only really gigantic ones are the audio, and that's Folly Effects. You scroll on down here all the way, you're going to find that guy is 2.2 gigabytes in size. The music pack is a gigabyte in size, but for the most part, the graphics packs are all quite tiny. A few of them are a little bit on the bigger side, 120 megabytes, for example, but nothing too huge. And you can grab them from Humble as many times as you want. So literally just download the zip file as you need it. Their servers are reasonably quick, especially when you're looking at like a 2 megabyte download. It's like, okay, done. Like there's really not much to a lot of these files. So the Humble servers are generally quite quick. You can use them as a library of sorts, which is quite nice. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it. So it is the Massive RPG Game Development Assets Bundle. Now, one thing you may notice is this actually is coming out. This bundle released yesterday, but Humble keep releasing them at dumber and dumber times. So I decided just to, get the assets, go hands-on with them, give you a bit more of a thorough demonstration of what they're capable of, like what we saw in action in this particular game. I think I'm going to take that approach from now on. And when they release these bundles at stupid times of the day, I might as well, just go hands-on with them, learn a little bit more what they're capable of, so you can actually see what the assets are worthwhile, and then I'll actually demonstrate it at a time where the audience is actually paying attention as opposed to when Humble released these things. So this is what you're looking at. This is what you can do with it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this approach to dealing with Humbles as well. And yeah, I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.